Good morning. How are you guys? It is a absolutely beautiful, let me put some stuff in my pocket. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful morning here at Walt Disney World. And I took a little bit of a leap this morning and I said, you know what? I have not been to the Polynesian for one of our motivational walks. Honestly, ever. In all of the motivational walks that we've had, mainly because of the construction. And I thought today would be a great day because Disney just made some announcements yesterday about their new tower. So this is a perfect opportunity to talk about the state of the resort today and also what it has been Disney's, one of its first resorts here at Walt Disney World. So we have 2 minutes. I'll say hello to everybody. Good, we're looking good. I see. Good, you guys got your running Mickeys out. We have 2 minutes till we start our actual walk. Let me flip the camera here. Good morning. Live from the Polynesian Resort. I decided to start here over on the ticket and transportation side because we need all the space we can get. Compared to some of the resorts, the running trails here at the Polynesian are a little limited due to some of the construction. So we're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about what's going on today, where it has been, where it's going. So here in our 2-minute countdown to getting ready, you guys, here is the deal. This morning, this is a 45 minute. That's the rule, unless something happens and I get excited and I see, squirrel. Then I get a lot off track and we go a little bit longer than 45 minutes. But rules are rules. This is a 45-minute motivational walk in which during those walks we do about half. We might go a little bit over half because there's so much to talk about here at this resort, talking about the location that we're at. And then we spend the other half of the time talking about fitness, talking about motivation and encouragement for your week that you guys can enjoy. So with that, you can join us from your treadmill. You can join us from your spin bike. I know a lot of people love the spin bikes. We also have plenty of people that take this out on the road in their local neighborhood and enjoy and just listen along. So there's a couple of things you can do. It is 8 o'clock. So with that, let me flip the camera here. You've got a couple of choices. Here's what Adam and I do. This is a POV. This is not a we get to hang out and watch Kristen's face the whole time. So, good news, put this up on your big screen, put this up on a tablet, your phone while you're walking. So if you do not want to hear me chit chat and talk throughout the motivational walk, you can still use this, or your friends can still use this as a POV. Lots of people love to run, walk, or work out to those to enjoy the beautiful scenery here at the Polynesian while you work out. If you're looking for a video that is a POV while you run or work out, you can do that. Adam and I have a number of them set to music. So it is 8 o'clock. I see here that these wonderful folks want to start up their golf cart. So I'm going to start my watch and get this moving. They have, here at the Polynesian, they have a wealth of lush gardens. And before I get into it, don't forget, yes, very important, start your watch. Start your watch. I've made that mistake many times. So before I talk about the resort, I'm just going to say a few things. One, I haven't come to this resort a whole lot because there's been a lot of construction going on. And of all of the resorts, if you're looking to train and run and do some longer distance walks, runs, this resort is probably not your first choice. While it is beautiful, it is absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. And we're going to talk about all that history and beauty in a second. The actual path to run is not quite as long as something like the boardwalk area, Pop Century, Caribbean Beach, Port Orleans, Old Key West. So from a Run Disney perspective, they used to have a absolutely wonderful path that started where we just were, and it spanned across the entire Seven Seas Lagoon. From there, all the way to the Magic Kingdom gate. And Adam and I, it's probably Adam's favorite video. When you ask Adam and I, what are our individual favorite streams or videos? His favorite video is older, but he did a Race You to the Magic Kingdom video where I took transportation, and I'll spoil it a little bit. I took the ferry, and he ran from that very spot where we were and ran around the entire Seven Seas Lagoon, and we had a race. Who would get there first? Now that's quite a long distance, but it's a very fun video. It's short, it's enjoyable, so you can check that out when you have some time. So we'll just kind of meander and we'll weave around through all of the longhouses, the buildings here at the Polynesian, and talk about what they've got going on. It is a fabulous morning. I see all of you guys on. Welcome, welcome. This stream is always a little bit different, not as interactive as some of our theme park streams, but don't worry. Tomorrow we are going to be out for a very magical Mother's Day live stream at the Magic Kingdom. We are excited. I am excited. It's going to be fantastic. So this morning we're going to focus on fitness. Whether you are wanting to enjoy this with your coffee from the kitchen table or porch, or you want to jump on the treadmill, spin bike, you want to go take a walk and listen in, you can always pop in the headphones, like I said, and just enjoy the view and listen to your own music set to this view. That's fine too. Villain Fan 70, will Park Pass TV mom be with us tomorrow? No, she will not. She is very, very tired. She had quite the week going to parks and activities all around Central Florida with my brother, who just left to go back home, and their family. So she will not be there tomorrow, but she'll be watching, I'm sure of it. She has she has done so much, and that's why our family is gonna kind of celebrate Mother's Day. We did last weekend. We had a nice Sunday night dinner, all of us. So to anybody who's celebrating Mother's Day weekend, welcome, hello. Popping through the Polynesian here. So I've got my watch going. I'm just gonna wander and maneuver. I do not have any kind of necessarily plan for all of the little walkways in between everything. But the Polynesian, I would say, is one of, maybe even the most sought after resort here at Walt Disney World property. You can just see by all of the lush landscaping. We're gonna make a big U-turn here, but I want to go up on this balcony because it's so gorgeous. It was one of the two resorts that opened with the Walt Disney World property in 1971. I'm sure you can guess the other. And then the other is not technically a resort. So the Polynesian opened, same thing as the Magic Kingdom, October 1st, 1971, along with the Contemporary. So the Grand Floridian, even though it is part of the Magic Kingdom area resorts, it opened later. Actually, kind of much later, in the 80s. So it's opened with this beautiful Polynesian resort. It opened with the Contemporary, and then it opened along with the Fort Wilderness Campground. And I think, this is just my opinion, I want you guys to see as much of the sunrise in these beautiful bungalows before we get into all the ceremonial houses back there. And let's face it, I never get tired of hearing the fairy horn. Although I do wonder if you are staying in these bungalows, is it, at 7 o'clock in the morning, is it slightly unpleasant to hear? Or maybe late at night? Is it unpleasant? Has anybody on the chat stayed in these waterfront rooms or bungalows? So the bungalows here at the Polynesian, I'm undecided. I'm very undecided about them. My ultimate bucket list, if you ask me, Kristen, which room on Walt Disney World property would be your ultimate bucket list place to stay? It would not be the Polynesian bungalows, because I'm very torn about the constant boat traffic that goes on all day. But I mean, I would think that they thought about that, and maybe there's some soundproofing. But Access, hello, good morning. JVB, Clyde, Diana, Crystal, hello. See all you guys. Kara, Christopher, Fred, Teresa. Salute to Travel in the USA. Christina G, Lindsay. My ultimate bucket list would be actually the bungalow cabins that are at the Wilderness Lodge. Although they are not on the Seven Seas Lagoon, they are more, they're technically on the Bay Lake. So you still have the beautiful lake. You still have the gorgeous relaxation of that. Oops, I missed my spot. Here I'm talking, not paying attention. Oh, great. There's some feedback from Katie. You can hear it, but it doesn't bother you. Okay, fair enough. That would be it. And those bungalows, wow, just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So the bungalows have a small plunge pool even. And yes, that would be stunning to be able to be out on the Polynesian bungalow terrace there and overlooking the fireworks every night. I have to say, I don't know if you could get past that. Like, that is something that's beyond special. Like, how are you gonna top that? I don't know. So I suppose I need to move the Polynesian bungalows higher up on my list. And that is an absolute wish list for sure. So I was saying, the Polynesian opened. Once we get to the other side, I'm going to talk all about the new DVC building. Let's talk about the history of it. 1971. And it wasn't just this in the contemporary, it was a campground. And I was saying, I think that people are very opinionated about these particular resorts because they have been around so long and they have created so many memories. Look at this, just the architecture of everything. And they've created so many memories for families. When you think of the contemporary, when you think of the Polynesian, even if you haven't stayed here, I imagine that your family probably has visited, even if it wasn't, the location in which you stayed. So, that's why I think when it comes to the contemporary, both of these resorts, the contemporary and the Polynesian, have undergone a bit of renovations in the recent years. And the Polynesian, obviously the construction is pertinent to the DVC building, but they rethemed their rooms to Moana in the last couple years. I think that was an excellent choice. I like it. If you're going to pick a character, to an IP to participate in, to model rooms after incorporate. And I think what got a lot more I would say commentary was the contemporary remodeling their rooms to Incredibles. A lot of people loved the theming atmosphere of these resorts, and kind of growing up and knowing and sharing that with their kids and their families and their friends. But I love how, despite everything, you've seen that they very tactfully incorporated the characters into the rooms in these particular resorts. So I'm sure Adam and I will talk about it a little bit tomorrow, but we are very excited because it is our wedding anniversary, and this is kind of the first year that we get to celebrate it, because we've had other things happening, and we are going to be spending some time, and we've got a room at the Contemporary this week. It is our first stay. I stayed once when I was like 6, so to me that doesn't really count. But so we are eager. Of course, we're gonna do some filming, but we won't live stream. Like we're gonna enjoy our anniversary together at the Contemporary, and that we're very, very excited. Like I was like saving and putting things away to be able to do this special, and I booked it in the tower. So I was like, I told him I did it, I booked it. So I love how peaceful some of these resorts are. And don't worry, we'll come back out to this beach in a little bit. But the resort is made up of multiple of these long houses here. That's the best way to refer to them, the long houses. The buildings here, some are 2 floors, some are 3 floors, And again, I think that adds to the frustration with people seeing this very large tower that they're building for DVC. Because people have come really accustomed to these very, very lush gardens. And I think this really, is native land. And I think that's why people cling to this particular resort. It's just gorgeous. The resort itself is pretty large. It has about 900 units that are made up between 1 and 2 bedrooms and studios and rentals. So they have a variety of units as well. Let me take a look. I'm buffering. Okay. Well, let me see. Okay, I've got it pulled up. It's looking okay now on my phone. I'll keep a check on it. I'll keep a check on that. Thanks for letting me know. So we'll head over by the Grand Ceremonial House. But as I was mentioning, they have around 900 units. They have added DVC options. That was around 2014, 2012, right around that time. But they also have plenty of just rental units that anybody can rent, you know, off of the Disney website, whatever your favorite hotel website is. Yes, Bill brought up about how it was wonderful when Shades of Green was also kind of part, I'll just say, a part of this trifecta of resorts here. So you had the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and you had Shades of Green. And there was a walkway that connected all of those. You could walk, and we'll see that in just a minute. So we'll do one little walk over by this area. Hopefully I won't have any buffering or issues out by the beach again. Apologize about that. I made sure I was at a high quality today because I wanted to try to show just how stunning this is. So speaking of, there are 2 pools as of currently. And I think that's one of the frustrations is they have 2 pools. However, those pools are always busy. You know, when the resort opened in 1971, I don't think they envisioned having all the extra houses, all the extra people put into the rooms. So, but they never built a 3rd pool. And the pools can become very, very busy. What I also think is that this resort gets a lot of traffic. So if you want to visit and you're not staying at this resort, it's fairly easy to be able to jump on the monorail, take a Disney bus. You cannot just roll up and park here unless you have a dining reservation. This is the resort, this one in the Contemporary. Grand Floridian, sometimes I have a decent opportunity, but easily the Polynesian, hands down. Contemporary, same thing. If you try to say, hey, I just want to look at the resort, and you want to drive your vehicle, it will be a hard no. And it's been like that, and I think that that's okay, because for the cost of these resorts has just been astronomical, especially in certain periods of time. So, you know, allowing for that, to say, you know what, we're just going to have, you can visit, but you need to take Disney transportation, I think is a reasonable request on these when you're talking $1,000 a night or more. But so here's a nice view of what is now the Island Tower. Sorry if you're running on a treadmill, it looks like you're running on water right now. That's a difficult feat, and you've just done it. So right now this is the bridge, the transportation area where you can pick up the boat to go to the Magic Kingdom. You can take a boat, you can take the monorail. Either is a beautiful, beautiful way to get to the park. And then if you want to get to Epcot, you can just walk to the Ticket and Transportation Center or take the monorail again all the way around the lake and hop over to the Epcot monorail. So we are headed straight over to the Grand Ceremonial House. And that just had some refurbishments as well. I know people were really, really concerned. Most of the detailing on the top was updated. You know, these materials on these buildings have been through a lot. Weather, that sort of thing. And so the top of the Grand Ceremonial House looked slightly different, and people were very, very concerned. Like, don't you dare touch my Grand Ceremonial House. Now they still have up on the tippy top there the beams, and they still have much of the thatching that everybody's come to enjoy, tikis, and they really didn't make a huge adjustment to the Grand Ceremonial House when they did that refurbishment a bit ago. I think it finished its refurbishment like a year ago or so. But inside the Grand Ceremonial House is the majority of the eateries. We just passed Trader Sam's, a bar lounge that is, I would say, pretty famous. Disneyland has their own Trader Sam's as well, is equally difficult to get into. They also have the Kona Cafe. They have the much loved Ohana, which features breakfast with Stitch and Mickey. And then in the evening is a delicious all-you-can-eat. I'm sorry, what's the proper term? All you care to enjoy, something like that. So here, this is about as far as we can go. This is why we can only go a little bit ways. But walkway to the Grand Floridian is closed. So this is where formally you could connect, like I said, that trifecta of resorts. You could walk all the way around the Seven Seas Lagoon. You go to the Grand Floridian. You could go over to the Shades of Green, which is a military resort. And this is where I got to turn around. This is cast members only, guys. So here, sorry again, we're making a quick U-turn. That's not super fun when you're on a treadmill, but thank you so much. So as we walk around this section, it is significantly shortened, because what used to be over here, I'll do my best to, I'm walking a little bit slower today. Normally I'm trying to maintain a 16-minute mile. I'm about a 17-minute mile. So we can walk and talk and show, and you can see a few of these construction updates and not kind of breeze through them because sometimes it's difficult to see. So right over here, we're gonna have to make another U-turn because this was the former site and it had some beautiful, beautiful landscaping and seating areas. But that is a former site of the Spirit of Aloha show. And I know so many people. I had taken my kids to the Spirit of Aloha dinner show many times. I had entertained friends and family. It was another well-loved piece of the Polynesian and the Walt Disney World property. So that is no longer there. So unfortunately, that is what happened was when the pandemic occurred and the resort closed for, you know, a period of time, they just never reopened the Spirit of Aloha show. And what I like to think, this is again my speculation, is that Disney always had it in their mind, and it was in their plans when the pandemic happened, to open the DVC Island Tower. But where things changed is the pandemic happened, so they couldn't really give it a reasonable goodbye. There's a lot of people that are really, really connected to that Spirit of Aloha dinner show. Sorry, one more U-turn. I'm sorry, guys. This is it. This is why I gotta go slow. And I've avoided this for a motivational walk because there's a lot of dead ends with all the construction. But it's wonderful to get out and kind of enjoy the scenery. So I hope it's okay. So here again, we get to see a little bit. Look at how large that is. All of the longhouses are 2 and 3 stories. This I believe I read was 7 or 8 stories. We'll see how close we can get. And I know you guys were asking, will there be a path? So they have not clarified all details about it, but I would assume that yes, that's kind of a big piece of this area, is being able to walk between the resorts and enjoy them. And especially they need to be able, and it does look like they are right now preparing for a pool deck in this particular area. They are working, I can tell you, because we drive past to go home and get to our house from various parts of Orlando. We drive past this section in the Grand Floridian to go back behind Magic Kingdom, I would say every other day. And they are working on this area pretty much 7 days a week. Pretty much 7 days a week. You can't really hear it in the video right now. I can hear it because I'm sitting here, but there's people there. Maybe you guys got to see them. So we'll have to go back to the other side by the beach area and go down that way. Oh my gosh. We are 30 minutes into this 45-minute motivational walk. But I'm having such a great time sharing with you the beautiful updates that are transpiring here at the Polynesian Village. I have a few things that we'll talk about, but let's finish talking about the Polynesian because I know there's a huge interest in it. And we don't always get over here. And it's wonderful to be able to see it first thing in the morning before so many visitors. Hello, good morning. Before so many visitors get over here, because this resort can be quite busy. Very, very busy. If you want to stay here, that is something that is crossed my mind a number of times. If I want to stay here, you know, it receives so many visitors that are not staying here at the property. So it's quite overwhelmed later on in the day. So it's nice to be able to talk to you guys and show all this before everybody floods in to enjoy the resort. And it's just beautiful. I literally could spend a lot of time. There are many happy memories that I've had with my own kids. They used to play on the same beach. I think we all know what did happen here some years back to the poor boy and the alligator, and that was normal. My kids played on that beach. Now, were they in the water? No, but I lived down the street, so I kind of knew, like, don't go swimming in the in the lagoon. It's a bad idea. But I too, like, I have so many wonderful memories of hanging out here, coming to have dinner, watching the fireworks from the beach. Oh, Teresa, congratulations to Cassie. Hello, Pam. Yeah, it is absolutely a lot of money to stay here at the Polynesian. I would say the Polynesian prices are around the same price as if you went to the Grand Floridian. I've been pricing them out because, like I said, Adam and I are spending some time. We decided to splurge and do a little staycation and stay at one of these resorts that we've never stayed at in our whole life, other than just visiting like you guys do. So we decided on the Contemporary because we wanted a nice balcony and just sit and enjoy. And we decided on that. And I've been pricing them out. And to be able to stay, you're still talking like $500, $600, $1,000, depending on the time of year. But it is very peaceful. I love that you can sit on this beach area and you can just enjoy quite, a really, really relaxing, especially in the evening. And, here, the recreation staff is getting going. So there's lots of really fun activities here at the Polynesian as well. And the wonderful Hawaiian and Polynesian inspired music that they put very mildly through the ground, so it's not overpowering, and you just kind of see it and kind of is very uplifting. Oh, it's fabulous. We just passed their fire pit. All the resorts tend to have some sort of marshmallow roasting fire pit. You can see, now that we're coming back this way, you can see they have plenty of these nice swings that you can sit on. Over at the Yacht and Beach Club, on their beach, they have those as well. And oftentimes, like, we would take the kids to play, or if Adam and I just want to take a walk and relax, we'd come take a walk and then maybe just sit there and enjoy the scenery. Oh my gosh. Okay, so oh my gosh, see, I talk and talk and talk and talk. So this is a motivational walk. This got to be more of a Polynesian, a history of then and now. But I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Whether you're walking along or you're just kind of watching and listening, thank you so much for joining. This is your 10-minute warning. You have 10 minutes. So if you are out and about, make these 10 minutes, your best 10 minutes, I'll chat a little bit about, some motivation and thoughts. I'll kind of wrap it into the things that we've talked about with the Polynesian too, I guess. Over the last few weeks, it's just been so busy. And I feel like May is almost equal to like Christmas time. Because for us as a family, kids are finishing school and I feel like I'm here and I'm there and I'm here and I'm there and I'm doing 12 things and getting ready for summer. And as far as the weather and just keeping our house up, it's that transition time between where the weather is reasonable and then, somewhere somebody, God flips a switch and it's now 100 degrees every day. That's what happened this week. So that leaves a lot of people like scrambling, like, oh my gosh, if you want to do some yard work or you want to get things fixed up, just like when we would live up north and you're kind of getting ready for snow and winter, for us, we got to make sure our sprinklers are working. If they're busted, is not good on your water bill if your in-ground sprinklers are busted. And yeah, so there's a lot of things you want to get done before the summer season for us, because you don't want to be in that blazing heat trying to do stuff on your house. So with that, it's kind of I had these kind of moments of seizing the day and like going out and knowing that every day is a new opportunity. And maybe even like today, like right now, I'm out, I'm doing this motivational walk, and you have every moment is a new choice to how you want to spend that moment. And that's kind of just been something that I've been thinking about and has been on my mind a little bit lately. How do I spend this moment? So if you're working out and you're using it in that sense, you can walk, but is there an opportunity for you to push yourself just a little bit more? Is there an opportunity for you to do just a little bit extra? And, taking those moments and saying like, I could do this, and I find myself, I find myself a lot lately, like, man, I just sat and scrolled social media for 10 minutes, or I could have just taken like a short walk. I should really think about that. And, I know that I'm very blessed and very lucky to be able to live here so close to Walt Disney World and enjoy some of these benefits. And these, you have those opportunities. And, when it comes to like something like the Polynesian or a deluxe resort, you just don't, not everybody has the funds to do this, and I think it's all in how you look at things, right? So for the first time in our life, Adam and I are staying at the Contemporary, on our dime. I was 6 when I stayed, so I don't really count that. But it took saving. We are just like you guys. I don't have unlimited, just, hey, I'm gonna, we plan and save and decide, hey, we can do this or we could do that. So we have those opportunities every moment to be able to decide, where we want to go with things. And maybe like us, like maybe that's the time we just say, you know what, this is something I've always wanted to do. And, I want to be able to, get to be able to stay here. Or maybe that's your dream. Maybe your dream is, when we're talking about running or fitness, maybe your dream is to do a 5K or a marathon. Like I signed up for the marathon, and maybe that is your dream. And no dream just starts out as a reality. Everybody in history has had to fall. Like, when we're talking about all this with Disney, and we're talking about progress and opportunities and doing the best that you can and motivating, I don't know any company that has taken as much criticism as Disney. I will be open to anybody who can cite a company that takes as much criticism. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you know what? That means that people are passionate. It means that people believe in the mission, in the goals of what they can, or they have the opportunity. They have the opportunity to bring to people. And that's kind of what you have to look at in your own life. So when you look at some of this and you say in your own life, you know what, I'm probably going to make a mistake. I really want to try to work out more, and I really want to try. Maybe for you, you're more introverted and you'd like to just maybe join communities like this where we do kind of these group walks or group workouts together. Or maybe you want to join a local group where you meet up with somebody, and that, helps you get to what you want to do. But you have to start, thinking about, how am I going to do that? And the first time, or maybe you just want to learn a new skill. It takes planning, it takes time, it takes dedication. And no matter what you're going for, if you're trying to achieve that marathon status, or you're trying to just get motivated at all to get up and walk along, it starts somewhere, and everybody makes mistakes, just like Disney. They feel in certain occasions that, hey, I think this is what is going to be best for the business. I think that if we build it this way, not only is it cost effective, not only is it beautiful, this is what I think. Tiana's Bayou Adventure. There's a lot riding on that, in my opinion. And I think from what I've seen, I'm excited. I'm excited about the effort, about the, what they're putting into it. And they know that. Everybody holds the leaders on the pedestal. But, those people who are Imagineers and anybody who's a cast member knows that there's so much riding on their performance of, hey, people spend so much money and the expectations are high, and they love what they do and they want to do their best. Everybody naturally wants to do their best, right? Nobody goes out there and says, you know what? I really want to fail. So if you live your life saying, I'm not going to do this because, well, nobody goes out there and says, well, I'm intentionally going to fail. I mean, I'm sure that there's situations where it's not pleasant and that's what they chose, but generally you have to start. And, I like that Tangled song, like I Have a Dream. And they're in the Snuggly Duckling, I have a dream. And they're like, what's your dream? And they all have these funny dreams, like a mime. And, Flynn Rider just wants to sit on an island all alone. But isn't that so true? It's so true. Like, what is your dream? And so I had a lot more to say with all of that, but we are out of time. And it has been our 45-minute walk. And I scheduled another one for next Saturday for this time, and we will be at another Disney location, most likely another Disney resort. So if you have suggestions when the video is over, I would love it if you put a comment on the live if you have a suggestion of where you'd like to go. Maybe we should go over to the Grand. We can at least head over there. But we've had a great time talking about the history and all of the excitement surrounding the new island tower over there. I'm going to turn this around. Thank you, you guys, so much for joining me here at the Polynesian Resort. This time I feel goes by so quick with all of you. I hope that you make today a great day. If you are looking for any kind of walks and POVs that are set to music around Walt Disney World property, Adam has a lovely, lovely playlist of plenty of them. We're hoping to refilm some of them and put them to music over the summertime. It's on the to-do list. But, oh man, it's like 90 degrees already. Can you tell? I had a wonderful morning with you. Just know that no matter what you are doing a fabulous job. You have a choice every day, and I know that you're brave enough to even just start it is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and you can do anything that you set your mind to. I firmly believe it, and I know Adam does too. So with that, we are going to see you tomorrow for Mother's Day. It is going to be a phenomenal Mother's Day out at the Magic Kingdom. I hope that you join me. Tell somebody else about it. And guess what? We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.